and all the ways my heart has been wounded by sin, and all the ways my heart is bonded to wicked things within, and all the ways that my heart is jaded and my love is faded. You restore my soul. It's my story. As I look at you, you make all things new. It's what you love to do. It's my story. As I look at you.
My name is Walter Bratton, and I will be kind of conducting the services this afternoon. And we're going to get started. I'd like to get started with a little opening prayer, if you don't mind. Most loving and gracious Heavenly Father, we just want to thank you for this opportunity for us to come together and honor Ted's life.
For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cliff Chandler. For those of you that do know me, I extend my greatest sympathy. I met Ted when I first came on the fire department. Ted got me involved in the bomb squad, and I've never forgiven him for it since. For some reason, Ted and I just seemed to we got along together, we clicked.
Although my dad came from humble beginnings, he went on to become a great man. Many years ago, I came across a writing by a man that would become my favorite author, Ralph Waldo Emerson. I still have the yellow copy of this definition of success and aspired for it to define my life. Honest citizens and endure the betrayal of false friends. To appreciate beauty. To find the best in others, to give of oneself. To leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To no one laughed or joked, and it was all very serious. Just recently, he pretended to speak only Chinese to one of the caregivers that were taking care of him. He also pretended recently that he didn't recognize my niece when she was in the room, and we got very worried, and he was faking her out. We knew my dad was totally happy when he had a sparkle in his eyes and smiled his trademark Perez grin.
Poet Anne Sexton once wrote, "It doesn't matter who my father was, it matters who I remember he was." I tried to think of something perfect to say today, something that would be the ideal way to sum up who my dad was and how much he meant to me. But as usual, the words of my heart are difficult for me to put on paper. No matter how bad my dad was feeling, he would always tell me that he knew everything was going to be okay.
I've been blessed throughout this last week to hear so many people reminisce about how much they love my Papa Ted. And although we all miss him terribly, this outpouring of love has really been comforting. Both friends and family adore him. He was just one of those people who was universally loved. I truly never met a person that met him that didn't adore him. I've heard him described by those who miss him as a hero, a friend, a role model, and a genuinely kind person. But as I was trying to decide how exactly to describe my Papa, one word kept popping into my head: fun. It's such a simple word, but it so perfectly sums up everything that he was to me.
As I look at you, you make all things new. It's what you love to do. It's my story. As I look at you, you make all things new. It's what you love to do.
Final phase of the formal celebration, we come to a place like this to bring a sense of closure, to forgive forget Brother Ted's life, but to come to a place where we recognize he's now in heaven.
Memories surround me, but sadness has found me. I'd do anything for more time. Never before.
To Dottie, Teddy, Tammy, and Terry, I just want to say I thank you for giving me the privilege and honor to help send Ted off in just a beautiful ceremony. And so I just wish you all the best, and I just hope that the family can just continue to come together and just be blessed by the memories of what Ted gave you and the lasting memories. So thank you so much for inviting me to do this, and God bless you.
Well, Dottie and girls, this has been a sad day, but on the other hand, it's been a good day. I'll never forget Ted for everything that we did, all the fun times we had, and then some not so fun times. But I love you guys. I want you and the girls to know that we think of you a lot. We'll think of you a whole lot more now. Please keep in touch with us. Let us know if there's anything we can do. Thank you for allowing me to say a few words this afternoon. And a good man is gone, but he'll never be forgotten. We love you.
It's really hard to know what to say today. We're going to miss Ted, his smile. I love the fact that every time he'd call my parents, he'd always end his call with, "I love you guys." That was just great. We didn't get to see him as often as we would have liked to, and I know in the end we tried to get Ted and my dad together, and we couldn't. And the one thing that really touched me is when we didn't get them together, when Teddy let me know that Ted had passed, she says, "Well, now it's up to God to get the two of them together." And he will. Thanks for being our family, and thanks for being in our lives. And you were probably one of the proudest. The family was so proud of you for all you did, your accomplishments, and we're just never going to forget you.
From Ted was, he opened doors for me. He introduced me to people in the police department who were in plans and training, which gave me a chance. I was working on becoming a police officer, testing in several departments. I was introduced to a man who actually worked for Ontario to hire, and that opened the door for me, and I got a career out of it for almost 30 years. I did 28 years. It's provided a great income for my family and for my grandchildren, and I always really appreciated that from Ted, that giving that he did probably for everybody that he ever knew as a friend.